Welcome back to the channel, bringing you the latest news from around the world. Tonight, we begin with tension, a palpable unease hanging in the air. It centers along the world's longest undefended border, a line that has symbolized peace and cooperation for generations. Picture a seemingly endless line of trucks, their engines idling, exhaust fumes rising into the sky, stretching for miles, a testament to the scale of trade at stake. Each loaded to the brim with golden American corn, ready to cross into Canada. For decades, this particular border crossing, and many others like it, was a vibrant symbol of seamless trade, a testament to the strong economic partnership between the United States and Canada. Goods flowed freely, strengthening both economies, but now, something is different. The routine is broken, the flow disrupted. Canadian buyers who once eagerly awaited these shipments aren't buying. Drivers wait, increasingly frustrated with each passing hour, caught in a silent standoff, a trade impasse with no clear end in sight. There's no official ban, no formal declaration, just closed doors and unanswered calls, leaving everyone in the dark. The corn, once a symbol of trust, a representation of a mutually beneficial partnership, now sits in limbo, unwanted and uncertain. This isn't a government-imposed blockade, there are no official sanctions in place. Instead, it's a grassroots, industry-led shift, a quiet rebellion against the status quo. Individual business decisions made independently have collectively created a formidable economic barrier, impacting trade on both sides of the border. The gears of a multi-billion-dollar trade machine, a complex system built on years of cooperation, are grinding to a halt, threatening economic stability. The implications are enormous, reaching far beyond the immediate impact on corn farmers, raising serious questions about the future of the long-standing US-Canada trade relationship. Is this merely a temporary rift, a passing disagreement that will soon be resolved, or is it the start of a deeper realignment, a fundamental shift in the way these two nations do business? For farmers in Iowa, who depend on Canadian markets, and for those in Illinois and Nebraska, who have built their livelihoods on this trade, the answer to that question could very well determine their future, their ability to continue farming. This story is about more than just corn, more than just agriculture. It's about trust, the foundation of any successful relationship, and the reliability that comes with a long-standing partnership. Ultimately, it's about the fragile dance of international commerce and the delicate balance that keeps it all moving. The numbers tell the story, a compelling narrative of shifting economic tides. Let's delve into the data, examining the intricate web of financial charts, economic indicators, and trade statistics that paint a clear picture of the changes underway. Canadian companies, once major buyers of U.S. corn, a relationship built over decades, are now re-evaluating their strategies. These are not small, independent farms but large, influential corporations with significant purchasing power. They are now turning inward, focusing on domestic sources and bolstering their own agricultural sector. This shift represents a fundamental change in their sourcing philosophy. Billions of dollars once flowed south, fueling the U.S. corn market and supporting American farmers. Now, Canadian feed mills and ethanol plants are increasingly sourcing from Ontario, prioritizing local supply chains and reducing their reliance on foreign imports. Quebec, with its burgeoning agricultural sector, is stepping up to meet the growing demand, and Manitoba, with its vast prairie lands, is becoming a key player in this evolving landscape. This isn't a few contracts, it's not a temporary adjustment or a minor fluctuation in the market. It's a coordinated effort, driven by strategic decisions to keep business within Canada, strengthening the domestic economy and fostering self-sufficiency. Internal trade is reshaping Canada's agricultural landscape, creating new opportunities and challenges for farmers and businesses alike. This shift is creating new winners and losers as some regions and industries thrive while others struggle to adapt to the changing dynamics. It's not just patriotism. While national pride may play a role, the driving force behind this shift is far more complex. It's a calculated business move, carefully considered and strategically implemented to maximize long-term benefits. Canadian leaders are investing in infrastructure, upgrading transportation networks, and modernizing agricultural facilities to support this shift and ensure its sustainability. The message is clear. Canada won't depend on a single foreign source, even a close ally, when it comes to essential agricultural commodities. The perceived risk of relying on U.S. corn, including potential disruptions and price volatility, now outweighs logistical challenges associated with sourcing domestically. This is a billion-dollar decision, a monumental shift in trade patterns with far-reaching implications. It has continent-wide consequences, impacting not only the agricultural sector but also the broader economy and trade relationships. The once predictable flow of corn has been rerouted, disrupting established supply chains and creating new logistical challenges. This is sending shockwaves through North American trade, forcing businesses and policymakers to reassess their strategies and adapt to the new reality. Everyone is rethinking the map of cross-border commerce, as the established patterns of trade are being challenged and redefined. What's driving this change? It's not just one thing. Some Canadian buyers cite concerns about U.S. corn quality. Moisture, mycotoxins, inconsistencies, rising transportation costs and fluctuating exchange rates have narrowed the price advantage. Sourcing domestically, even from farther away, is now seen as safer and more predictable. Political tensions and economic nationalism add to the mix. Businesses want to reduce vulnerability to policy shifts. Once a few major buyers shift, others follow, a domino effect fueled by perception and rumor. What began as isolated concerns has snowballed into an industry-wide trend. No government decree, just a powerful self-reinforcing market movement. Officially, there's no ban. No new directives from US or Canadian agencies. On paper, the border is open for business. But the reality is different. Farmers, truckers, and brokers report a de facto blockade. It's enforced not by border guards, but by purchasing managers quietly turning away US corn. This gap between official statements and ground reality breeds confusion and speculation. Is this a coordinated protest or a series of independent decisions? No one will say. The lack of transparency makes solutions elusive. Trade disputes now play out in boardrooms, not just in government halls. It's a powerful, hard-to-counter tool. An invisible barrier with real consequences. Policymakers face a challenge. How do you respond to a problem that officially doesn't exist? This isn't just an economic headline, relegated to the business section. It's a story that touches the very heart of America. It's a crisis for American farm families, who are the backbone of our nation. They face immense pressure, struggling to keep their farms afloat. Canada is a top export market for American agricultural products, a vital trading partner. Losing that market access means millions of unsold bushels of corn piling up, creating a glut in the market. And with that, we see falling prices, further squeezing farmers' already thin margins. The pain ripples through the entire agricultural supply chain, impacting everyone involved. This includes trucking firms, who rely on transporting grain to market. Grain elevators, where crops are stored and processed, are also feeling the pinch. And equipment dealers, who sell and service the machinery farmers need, all feel the squeeze as farmers delay purchases. Rural communities across the Midwest, which depend on agriculture for their economic survival, are directly affected by this downturn. The U.S. reputation as a reliable supplier of high-quality agricultural products is at stake in this dispute. Even whispers about quality concerns, whether justified or not, can damage global trust in American commodities. If Canadian buyers lose confidence in the U.S. market, other international buyers may follow suit, further impacting our exports. Therefore, protecting the American agricultural brand and ensuring its integrity is absolutely crucial for long-term success. This dispute tests the resilience of the U.S.-Canada partnership, a relationship that has been historically strong and mutually beneficial. If we can't resolve relatively minor issues over corn, what does it mean for our ability to tackle bigger, more complex challenges ahead in our trade relationship? The stakes are incredibly high, not just for farmers' livelihoods, but for the stability of the entire agricultural sector, and ultimately, for the future of North American cooperation and the strength of our continental trade relations. Here's what we know. Canadian buyers are cutting U.S. corn purchases, redirecting billions to domestic sources. There's no official ban, but the market has shifted dramatically. The motivations, quality, price, politics, remain murky. Is this a temporary tactic or a permanent change? No one knows. The next steps: will industry or government break the silence? Will market forces bring buyers back? This story is a reminder of how fragile and interconnected our supply chains are. Thousands of American farmers are waiting, livelihoods in the balance. We'll keep following this story as it unfolds.